Alright you guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing a review on my first impression of Ecotools, the 5-set brushes from Walmart. These were $9.99, and we're going to see if, as a newbie, new to makeup, only like 2 months in to doing the full face, putting on lashes and all that. So I'm basically new to this. And this would be my probably 4th set of brushes. But I'll explain that in a minute, and we'll get right into the video. Okay, so far, after opening them, I love this little case because I can use this for storage for all of my brushes. I find that when I have all of my brushes out the way how I normally do, then I end up using almost every one of them during the makeup application. I'm just grabbing for a new brush, grabbing for a new brush. So this is how they look after taking that off. And we're just going to slide one out. Slide them out. Sorry about that. And it also says on there that they're made out of recycled stuff. So that's nasty. I'm just playing. I'm all for going green. But they feel, off the top of this feels really firm. Like, I don't know if it should be this firm. I don't feel like it should be that firm. But what do I know? So this one, I'm assuming this would be probably, I have no idea. I'll read the thing and see what it suggests. Now this one, definitely I'm going to get some use out of that because that fits perfectly for the eyeshadow. And this one will be my flat brush will be my concealer, which I have plenty of these. I could have wished they would have had more, at least 3 of these, and a bigger one of these, and a softer one of these. Maybe this is for, no, nothing needs to be that hard. This feels like a stick. This feels like an extension of that. But anyway. So in case you guys were wondering, I'm just going to tone my face. I've already washed my face. I'm going to tone it, moisturize, and prime it, all of that off camera, just so you know. Okay, so I'm going in with my Black Radiance Stick, $68.19. Walmart, this is like $10. I'll do that. That should be enough. This is fun, drawing on your face with these. I find it to be extremely fun. So now I'm going to go in with this brush, and we're going to see if it's doing anything. Drag it up to the hair. It's just so, I don't know. I was always told to be very delicate with your skin, and for this to be as firm as it is. I'm still seeing streaks. I'm like seconds away from wanting to grab my beauty blender. So I found out today that the difference with I have my cosmetic sponge, I have my Real Technique sponge, and I have my beauty blender. And they all were washed at the same time, and they all were, slightly dried, about to the same capacity. And so just picking them all up and squeezing them, I realized that the beauty blender was the only one that had an airy inside, while the other ones felt like I don't know. It felt like it had a center, and it felt like the center wasn't as clean. Like the cleaning process didn't penetrate all the way to the center, which is really a gross feeling. So for that alone, I feel like the Beauty Blender is definitely worth the $20. And when you first get a Beauty Blender, for those who have never purchased one, you'll be like, wait a minute, this is super tiny, until you add water to it. And once you add water to it, it gets the size that, you see everybody else having. Okay, so that's light coverage. That's very light coverage. Let me pause it. Okay, so I had to go back in with a little bit more power. I like my foundation to, be visible on the skin. And then certain areas, I don't expect it to be, I expect some blemishes to show through, because that's the job of other products, such as color correcting, and maybe I'm going to put some highlight there, or maybe I'm going to put some contour in that spot. But okay, so that is what the full coverage looks like. It's given an ashy cast from here, but we're going to keep going. I'm probably not going to include this in the video, doing my brows, because it takes so long, and it makes the video so long. But then again, that's what a lot of people come to see. I know when I watch videos, I enjoy watching people do their brows. It's the highlight of my night. So for those who don't know, I'm a waitress. And the other day, I had somebody say something that, in a certain setting, I could have really, went there. But because he was elderly, and because he was, nice up until that point, I went ahead and just, didn't. I just didn't. But yeah, I made a mistake and brought him I think it was a diet when it should have been a regular, which is a good mistake, because had it been vice versa and he had been diabetic, that could have been detrimental. But no, so I brought him a diet to go drink, and I replaced it with the correct one and informed him of my mistake, and was like, did you taste it? And he was like, no. He's like, I drink both of them, to be honest with you. He was like, but before he said that, he said, where's the whipping post? And I was like, the whipping post? I didn't even give him a reaction, but I was like, the whipping post? I'm like, where have I heard of a whipping post from? Yeah, exactly. So when it came to me, I was like, was it? I should have said, all the things that I should have said, like, gone are the days, like I should have responded with something like that. Gone are the days of the whipping post, like, you wish. But sometimes I feel like people make a big deal out of things that, even a fool is counted wise when he holds his peace. Like, just because you can give a reaction doesn't mean you should. Like, what is that going to benefit the situation? Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and carve out these brows. Put a little bit of that on my hand, because that was too much. And this is the first time using this brush, and so far it is the perfect size, the perfect stiffness, but still flexibility. And with this concealer, this Pro Concealer in Almond, like, you just Can't go wrong. Can't go wrong, can you? Okay, so that's that. But yes, a lot of people in the grave and in jail and then lost out on opportunities because they didn't have self-control in situations like that. And there's a time and a place for everything. You know, there's some times when you have to let people know, hey, that's offensive. Like, I'm not going to just sit back and let you just just disrespect me or my culture, or, you know. I feel like it gets really awkward when I do this side. For me just holding the oof. For me just holding the mirror to holding the pencil, it feels like I definitely need to practice that more. So now I'm just dragging the concealer down to the lid. Not too sure why I'm doing this, but no, I'm just playing. I've seen people do this because this is a form of eyeshadow prep. Okay. And I'm going to take my time with this because this is where I tend to get it everywhere. So I did my grandmother's makeup, and I'm not for sure. I think that was her first time ever getting her face done, and she's like 94. So I may be wrong with her age. I don't know where I got 94 from, if she's not 94, but so, and the way that her skin was on her eyelids, let's just say I wish that she would have had the opportunity to see how she looks with makeup before you know, her skin changed, because it's almost like you can see your full potential of what your body can do. It's just like those people who wait until they're 75 to start working out. Had they had done that same thing earlier on, who knows what the trajectory of their life could have been if they would have gotten familiar with, if they would have, you know, had they have been aware. Are my eyebrows even? Anyway, so now I'm going in and I'm trying to just kind of blend this part so it can blend in better with the foundation. Okay, so now we're going in with the highlights. And for my highlight, I don't think there's a highlight brush. Like, what else do I have left? Yeah. So I'm going in with my NYX. We're gonna cover that up. And this is very close to my skin tone. I seen a tutorial where the girl said that she had stopped using a product because of that. And I was like, I instantly thought of this concealer. And I was like, should I get one that's a little bit more noticeable? Because is it really highlighting if it's just the color of your skin? I heard it needs to be 2 or 3 shades lighter than your skin. And this is giving skin. Anyway, so that's there. I worked in a grocery store before, and so I'm familiar with when people are stealing and they have to get thrown out of the store. I'm just sharing. So I go to Walmart to get those brushes, right? And the security comes up to me and he's like, he's walking, and I speak. I'm a speaker. You know, we're in the Midwest. I speak to most people. So yeah, so he's walking, so I'm like, hey, how you doing? Then he stops and he's like, do I know you? I was like, no, you don't know me. And I said, I usually don't shop here. We have like several different Walmarts to choose from, so whichever one I'm closest to at that time, or sometimes I enjoy venturing out just for the drive because I love my car. So I'm like, nope, you know, I hadn't been at that one in probably since the beginning of the pandemic, which was like 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So, yeah, so I don't know. I was like, was he trying to, I was confused by our interaction because I was like, was he trying to talk to me? Or was he trying, because he said I look familiar. And I was like, no. I was like, I don't know you. I said, I usually have a full face of makeup on. I'm like, so then it was like awkward, and I kind of felt like, what's that girl off of Issa Rae? Because I just blurted out some random unnecessary information. I was like, let me go get these pads real quick, like to hurry up and, you know, exit the conversation. But, and so he would stop talking to me. Like, it was getting uncomfortable. He had more tattoos on his face than Lil Wayne. No shade to people who wear tattoos, but I was just distracted by all the tattoos. So let me pause this and put some lipstick. Okay, so that is after blending the concealer. And now I'm going to apply some liner. Now I'm going to do my eyeshadow. That's what I'm going to do. Okay, so we're going to go in. We got 2 brushes left, y'all. No, we got 3 brushes left because we haven't used this one either. So far, we've only used 1, and that was the 2. The flat brush concealer, the flat brush for the foundation, and now we're going to use one for the eyeshadow. This is going to be a transitioning color with my Walmart thing. We're going to go in with Nutmeg, that one right there in the corner. We're just going to put that. I forgot to tap it, y'all. I forgot to tap it. We're not going to go all the way up to the brow bone because I was told that's a no-no. Stop doing it. And he was young, so I was like, no, he wasn't trying to talk to me. Back to the subject, what I was talking about. I was like, well, he was a little too young. I mean, I look good for my age, but, and then he sees the wedding ring. I'm like, that young man thought that he had kicked me out of that store before and I had came back and he was questioning me. At my old job, at the grocery store, I've seen them kick people out that was stealing, like ridiculously stealing. Any stealing is ridiculous, but you know what I mean. So now I'm gonna go in with a lighter color. And we're not gonna do no bling today. We're gonna try to keep it as subtle, soft glam-like as possible. If that's a thing, it may not be a thing. So I'm going in with that. But yeah, and so I've seen it when they come back in the store and then they have to go and remind them, hey, we've thrown you out before. Like, no. And that was the vibe I was getting from him. And I was so nervous that I was about to be, you know, embarrassed or have a situation. I'd have sued the dog snot out of them too. Because once they'd have seen my ID and realized that I'm not Shaquilla, Shaquanda, I'm Sharonica. But, you know, anyway. So now I'm going to go in with a little bit of a darker color. Just a little bit. I like this brush. I like it. It's cool. It's real cool. I've already used that one. I've already used that one. I'm gonna go in with the same brush that I used for the first transition color. Just kind of wipe it on my black dress. And then I'm gonna go in with, should that be a smaller brush? No. It should be a smaller brush. Let me get my Old Faithfuls out. Hold on. Okay, so I've got to use more than 5 brushes. So I'm using this one. And I'm gonna go in with this black. And I'm just gonna do like a, I don't know what this is. Am I trying to do a smoky eye? Maybe. What's it to you? Okay. We're gonna do it like that, and we're gonna do it like this. Anybody watch the Wendy Williams show? I think those 2 friends, what's that girl? The girl that was in Scientology and her friend, they looked so cute today. Leah and I can't think of her friend's name. Let's make sure this is even. And they had different, you know, their makeup was done different. I'm gonna put a little bit of, I've never done my eyeshadow like this. I'm gonna put a little bit of NYX primer on there. And I know I said we was gonna stay away from the shimmer. We not. We absolutely are not. Not today. Not with this being the day that the Lord has made. We shall be glad and rejoice in it. Okay, so that's the NYX primer. And now I'm gonna go in with the brush from earlier that I used for the light color. And we're gonna go back in with the same palette. And we're gonna use this shimmer right here. Flip the brush over because it still has a little bit of that primer on there. And it makes it feel a little yucky. Okay. Now I'm just gonna, since I'm not gonna have to use this brush again, we're gonna smudge and blend. Or where are we? Okay, let me put the liner on. I'm gonna do that off camera. Okay, you guys, so I'm going back in with a different color concealer. I can't think of the color I used last night. What was that? Yeah, it was this one. This is the e.l.f. Deep Olive. And yeah, just gonna scrape a little bit off the top of that. Apply that to the back of my hand. And it's gonna give the brow bone more of a lift. More of a lift. Can you see it? I'll do the other side. Child, let me put that up. Get my little purple sponge. I'm gonna try to see, like you can even hear. You can hear something in there. It sounds like, you know, when you haven't quite got all the dish soap out of the rag. but yet you've done all you can do. You've done all the squeezing that you did with the beauty blender, and you don't hear that. So it's just, yeah. We're gonna see how long this beauty blender lasts though. Okay, so and that's going out that way. That's going out that way. It's not that much. So I have to do the same thing on this side. Or do I? Let me get a rag. So these are my makeup wipes. They're $1.25 from Dollar Tree. And I'm just gonna try to because I want it rounded. I don't want it sharp and trying to do the cat eye thing. So now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of, what's that? Foundation to cover up what I just wiped off. Gotta love that foundation stick. Okay, you guys, so now I'm going in with my contour. All this stuff will be in the description box. I'm going in with the lighter color. Okay. You can't go wrong with this brush. Nothing fancy about it, but it gets the job done. I feel like this is a blush brush because it is like applying it on with a, I'm gonna go in with powder and that's gonna alleviate that, but contour the forehead. I love these braids. I love washing my hair more, but, and you can still wash your hair with the braids in, but I just love a good, you know, scalp massage. Okay. So let me pause it. Okay, so now I'm going in with my Fitme in 30 medium deep, and this is the setting powder. I'm going up higher than usual to see, you know, try new things. Make sure it's even. Put it under the eyes. Get that down into there. Under the eyes. Crevice of the nostril. gonna put a little bit of that in. Excuse me. A little bit of that the front of the brow. Okay, so we're gonna close that up. I feel like Monica in all her 90s videos was doing that. Anyway, I use this brush for contour, so I can't use it to get the dust off. I gotta go into my... So I feel like those brushes might be good for beginners, but... And I'm a beginner. But we're gonna get this off of here. Get this powder off of here. I forgot to contour down there, my neck. Then again, when I go on with my mocha, that will definitely act as a contour while it pulls everything together. Does anybody else go over their eyeshadow when they do that? Probably not, huh? All right. Got the mocha, 360. We're gonna spin it around. I seen one person do this. After she applied everything, she went back over it with a powder and was like tying everything together. And I was like, when I was watching the video, I was like, ooh, that's a bit much. Why she do all that? And then I found that it really does. It really does make a difference. It's almost like the prayer that holds everything together. Why did I do that? Okay, so now what I'm about to do is contour my nose. Off camera, not playing. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my holographic gold dust, and a teeny tiny brush. That gold dust goes everywhere. We're gonna slide that down the center of the nose, the bridge of the nose. I mean, I could be generous with it because I have a big nose. Well, not a big nose. I have a, what do they call it when they're trying to be politically correct? Full size nose. There we go. Now we're gonna go on with a little shimmer. I said I was gonna start doing this lightly. Next time. Okay. And now I'm gonna go in with my contour. Palette. I'm gonna go in with and a flat brush. Taking my time with this. So yeah, just gonna line that gold dust. Okay. Okay. So we've got enough to work with there. Let me put on some lashes. All right, so now we're gonna go in with our spoolie. We're gonna lift the front lashes. I find that that awakens the face and it gives it a more natural look. I can't even describe it really. All right, so now we're gonna go in with some more powder to kind of try to blend the contour on the nose. It's recording. A little bit on the nostril, a little bit down the side as I begin to wipe. A little bit over that little spot. Not rubbing too hard, because remember, anytime you do anything with your skin, you have to be delicate. Now we're going to take this brush that we tied everything together with, and we're going to get some of that shimmer off there. We're just going to go up in the nose. Essentially, you're taking the shimmer off there and you're putting a light shimmer everywhere that you're, you know, doing that with, which is okay. Go back in, get some more of them lines, get to soften up more of those lines. Okay, do you see it? You don't see it? You don't see it. So now we're gonna go in with our setting spray. And today we're gonna use NYX setting spray, $10 at Walmart. How many sprays was that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It was too much. Going with our beauty blender. I wonder, is this where the cakiness? I was cakey one day at work, y'all. And I couldn't figure out what I did wrong. It was towards the end of my shift, and I looked in the mirror and caught myself freshening my makeup. I didn't chisel down here. I've got to chisel down there. And it just looked cakey. And so a tutorial I saw, the girl, she was like, please do not put powder on top of liquid. No, what'd she say? Yeah, do put powder on top of liquid, but don't put liquid on top of powder. That's what gives it a cakey. So, I mean, after my face had already started to shine and I went back in trying to refresh it, that could be where the cakiness came from. Because at that time, it was too late. Like, I was about to sneeze. Okay, guys, so I have to go in with my contour. Like, I know I'm putting powder on top of, I just can't. I cannot not have that part. Defined. All right, I feel like this is everything. I feel like this is the look. All right, you guys, thank you so much for taking time out to view this video. This is a different angle, so you're getting something's off. Let me switch it over. Hold on. Okay, you guys, so this is a different angle. I think I like this better. what I didn't do is go over my brows with pomade. That's what I normally would do. And as I'm sitting here thinking about it, pomade and e.l.f. Expresso with a teeny tiny flat firm brush. Avoiding the front of the brow because the front of the brow has done nothing to us. Why are we messing with it? Wipe some of that off. Don't want too much product. And I don't know why. I just like to, it gives it a more of a crisp, cleaner, for what I do, you need to be very, like, you know, expressive. And I don't know, it just adds to the group chat going. Wow, these got to be the best eyebrows I've ever done in my life. Okay. Yes. I said it. These have got to be the best. The eyeshadow, maybe not. I'm gonna calm that eyeshadow down. I'm just not feeling it. I'm gonna calm it down. So we're going in with a, whatever color that is, a brown. You see how that instantly softened it up? It's like, yeah, calm down. Why you so... What brown was that? Oh, Lord. There we go. So, and that's what trial and error will do. It just taught me something so vital and so important. Just soften it up a bit. The black is still in there. I mean, the black is still able to make a smoky effect without overdoing it. All right, so now I'm about to go clean my makeup brushes and head out. That way they can be drying and ready for the next application process. I'm gonna go on with my soft light pink blush. Whip it and dip it. That's all you gotta do is just whip it and dip it. Still got the gold shimmer. That gold shimmer it was worth every bit of this $6.99. Okay. Getting all the brushes together. Don't want to find none in there. Wrong spot. Now we're going to take this same blending brush and wipe off the excess of the blush and the shimmer. Give it to you up close and personal. It's gonna be a cakey mess in an hour, y'all. Cakey mess. It's gonna be Ronnie's Pastries. They're gonna be like, ma'am, I'll take 2 donuts and a croissant. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully I'm developing better at my craft. And do you see these brows? Are these brows giving you See that? Okay, anyway, thanks for watching. Had to give it to you from a different, up close and personal. Did I wipe the shimmer off the front? I think I did. I believe I did. And now, this one. Okay, that's it. Thank you. Bye.